my good friend in the women's movement and now in the independent foreign policy movement. Unang-una gusto kong pasalamat kay Congressman Neri, all the organizers of this meeting, Bayan and Debbie, Ziga and Liza, and all of you, and parang reunion din ito ng 1986 na natin di pa rin Well, just to make it clear, I was not part of the Magnificent 12 which voted against which rejected the Senate. My vote was a critical yes, but I really ached over it. At siguro, that will reflect to those sort of organizers of this committee. That will reflect the sort of ambivalence that there is in a diplomat's mind. I'm a professional diplomat, that's before I became a politician, of how one looks at foreign policy. Pero ako isang ayon sa sinabi ni Rene, that in diplomacy, we should always remember, and in this group, we should always remember, we have no permanent friends, we have no permanent enemies, we have only permanent interests. That is the same for every country in this world, within China, America, etc. In other words, we are in a competitive, globalizing society. And each country must look out after his own back, who is going to shoot us or not. That is a main responsibility. And so they should not shed cat's tears when somebody stabs us in the back. We have to look after our own selves. That is my own philosophy as a professional diplomat. Now, so ito yung kasaysayan natin. We were colonized by Spain, colonized by America for 350 years. So the mindset of many Filipinos is that we are weak, we are poor, because that is what the colonizers have been telling us. So it's about time we should get out of this mentality. Now, why am I here today? Well, I'm here today really for domestic reasons. I am from Pangasinan. Rene is from Pangasinan by marriage now, but he's also a Pangasinense in spirit. The West Philippine Sea is from Pangasinan to Palawan. I hope you know how long that is, you see. And the Lingayen Gulf is home to 23 municipal towns. So when they say that they're already in the West Philippine Sea, at yung mga inchik, they have cordon of Masinloc. When I was a child, alam ko na yung Masinloc, yung pangalan hindi Scarborough eh. Scarborough is an English name. But that is how the colonizers make us feel that we have nothing to do with our own national territory. Scarborough ang pangalan, that's a very British name. But Masinloc, I knew because it's also a mining town. And that's where the prostitutes used to come from. Because in a mining town, there are always prostitutes because the demand is there among the men who are there on a temporary basis. So, ask any child who lives in Lingayen, Pangasinan, alam na kung ano ba yung Masinloc. But then parang that has been cordoned off, and now the Chinese have targeted the Pangasinan fishermen with water cannon. Wala naman sagot yung ating DND. Tinanong ko kay Secretary Gasmin, ano bang sagot natin nung tinarget yung ating mga mangisda ng water cannon? Wala eh. Complete deafening silence. And that, I think, is something which is so embarrassing for me. Now, I talked to the governor of Pangasinan, in Pangasinan. Kinatanggal ko yung why don't you have a foreign policy in Pangasinan? We should have. Ang sagot niya, because foreign policy is national government. So please get out of that. We are an archipelago. This is why I'm also here. We are an archipelago composed of more than 7,000 islands with a coastline longer than the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to defend our coastline or else we'll be invaded whether we like it or not. So you better learn how to swim, not in swimming pools, but in the sea. In the sea. You see, we have to be mermaids, we have to be sailors, mariners, like our forefathers. It has to be a mindset. Now, the law of the sea. Who introduced the archipelagic doctrine? Arturo Tolentino, si Cato rin.
Yeah.
He was with us in the Senate, hindi ba? Did he vote? Wala na siya.
Wala.
But he and Indonesia they fought for the archipelagic doctrine. I hope you will read the UN Convention Law of the Sea. It took 10 years for that treaty to be completed, to come into force, when Guyana was the last country which signed it. Now, of course, we are in the UN, but don't forget, even in international organizations, power is the language among nations. Power speaks. China is a member, a permanent member of the Security Council. We are not. We just get elected every 20 years, and it takes so long to be elected to the Security Council. But China can tell Ban Ki-moon, you're fired. So I'm not so sure that even if China will, even if we will win our case before the International Tribunal, that China will follow. It will have the power to say no, and to Ban Ki-moon to say you're fired. So power speaks in the relations among nations. We should have no illusions about that, whether it's America or China. And if you look at the Mutual Defense Treaty, those islands which are in the treaty will not be defended because they are not ours. They are not our territory yet. And unless they attack Manila, the metropolitan territory, the Americans will not come to our defense. So I am really here to say, let us wake up, Filipinos. Let us rely on ourselves. Now, of course, this is easier said than done because this is only political, no foreign policy. If you want to trade, you have to export to China. Ayan, mura yung we have to trade with America. We like McDonald's. We like etc. So that there's Jollibee to compete. But trade is a big. Let's say this incentive in being too independent in foreign policy because that's already economics. So what do we do in this globalizing world? So I hope that Filipinos will awake to the fact that we have to look after our own backs. And how I wish that there could be a women's movement, Liza, so we can meet the Chinese submarines in motorized bunkers on the Libyan Gulf and say, we can keep protesting or using protocolar or official methods. The people have to participate. Kaya gusto ko po yung soberanya.
Let's go.
The people have to participate. We have a certain say in diplomacy. We have a say in security. We have a say in international relations. It's not only to the professional diplomats, the professional soldiers. What we have to do is when the national security is ready and the writing is on the wall. So I think dito lang ako itigil, and I'd like to listen to my former colleagues, the one being part of the Philippines.